All right.
All
right, we're going to get things started. This is Chase the Bracelet, season number 4, game number 3. We have two leaders. It's a tie for first place between Dan and Corey. And it looks like first act will be Marco.
Yes, I'm first act, Mr.
Yes.
Come on, I can't play with dead animals.
Train if you're ready, shuffle up and deal.
I don't want to play with dead animals.
Welcome everybody to week 3 of Chase the Bracelet.
What is up, Mr. Mark?
Make sure when you check.
Who's your prediction today,
I'm going to
Paul?
fold if I don't have queens.
You know what? I got a feeling suited Dan. He's really motivated this week.
I'm going to shove and stand up.
And he'll get mad at me if I don't pick him in these
I
mornings.
folded aces, I did.
I'd love to see Ed come out strong today. He had a rough week last week running
I
into
watched the
some
whole
big
game
games.
from last week.
It'd be nice to see him come back and get into
All
the
fans at
action.
home that silence you here is Brandon not being here.
The only time you had to trap somebody was me. Every other time you're like, stand up. The one time you check fold,
Looks
all
like suited Dan
fucking
with pocket
night. So I
nines
have
on
to
the
fucking
big
come
blind.
in.
It's like Max calls. Suited Dan raises to 300.
Exactly.
Max called to 300.
Instant.
10-8 off. He likes to play pots against suited Dan.
Well, coming out of the small blind, I think he was trying to protect.
Looks like Max folded when Dan was reaching for chips.
I've noticed when they've played each other a few times in some other poker leagues that
Snap called me, huh? From the
he
small
likes to
blind.
play him quite a bit.
Button moves over to Bobby.
I got a call.
You call him?
I was a little shocked that I got a call. Thank God we're back. Can we get a wave for Train being back? Woo! Nobody, fuck you all.
You see Marco with a 4-5 suited.
I know. Thank you, the Chinese people who are watching.
And a new record for the
first racial slur of the night. Everybody walk. I want my $50 back. Don't.
Suited calls from the small blind.
Check. Dude, you're not going to be happy about this. Yep, I told you right there. 100.
Marco bets 100 and a call by suited Dan.
300.
Marco's not afraid to bet his flush draw.
Check.
Isn't that fine? I'm pretty sure that's fine.
I'll do. Go ahead. Give us the money. What are you doing? 300.
300 bet by Marco.
Oh yes.
Suited
okay.
folds.
Shit.
Train. Third hand, you got to start throwing cards on the floor.
Yes. Oh, it's not Brandon.
I know, but to keep up with last week. Every 6 hands.
First act will be Corey.
Blame it on the players.
The one that he.
Number 8 are play the whole night.
Where's the booth? The one that he checks and traps is me.
How soon until you think
Every
Corey
other time
comes
he's
into the
like,
hand?
shove stand.
If it's anything like
I'm
last
so
week,
fucking pissed.
I can only
Never mind. Cocktails. Hey, PJ.
well, if it's anything like last week, Corey's gonna, unless it's a really premium hand, he's just gonna wait until the blinds are worth stealing. I think, just like last week.
I gave up alcohol for Frank.
200 now.
And we'll see.
Let's start tomorrow.
Come on.
Corey folded pocket threes without even thinking about it.
Dude, did you like go to the...
He did say last week
Yes,
that
I
he kind
did.
of waits until
It's
bigger blinds to take tournaments or take down pots.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's standard sit and go.
Raise to 8. Is that there?
Yeah, 8, you know. I wouldn't play if I were you.
Calls the 8.
What? You just think I'm in? Good luck, Robert. Because I might have had drinker 8 or 14. Who else is in? Are you in? Are you in?
No, sir.
Okay. What? I'm bluffed. Oh, you let me bluff you out of that?
So low.
No, I'm not
Stay
gonna
out
bluff.
there.
Oh.
I had big slick.
Oh, he mucked it. So.
Well, Ed's out firing and overbetting early, so
They're in the booth going,
he's
Marco,
going to
you
build up
can't
some
lie
chips
every
and bust
time.
out quick, that's for sure.
First act will be
I'm
Robert.
sorry, Marco.
Yeah, Marco's never afraid
Marco.
to bet.
What is the guy? Ace King or something? So good?
Less 7.
Just because you had a 7 doesn't mean I didn't have a 7.
There's less combos. Supposed to know about combos? Not the pizza time.
I don't know about combos. That's like 3.
It's like when you mix 2 drinks.
Shut up, Corey. You're not gonna play hand. You should just sit out for like 3 rounds. Unless you get ace queen suited.
There's Marco with another suited one gapper.
Oh, they're gonna be in the booth saying, "I love this hand."
Good fella called the 50, and so does suited Dan.
They raise 350.
Oh, Marco raises 350.
Corey, what's up? Thank you, Mark, for calling. That means I don't want calls if I'm going to talk this much.
Everybody folds.
How does this win in the booth? Booth. See? They're going to be like, oh, Marco loves those hands. He loves to raise those jack nines, 8 queens, king 7s.
Marco doing his own commentary.
Listen.
I'm starting to think Marco might have imbibed a little bit before he got here tonight.
And nothing wrong with a little dirty sex.
One must remember the legal drinking age is 21, and I think Marco may have passed that years ago.
Yeah, first act will be Paul.
Here we go. Corey with ace king. Ed with ace queen.
Hi, Ed.
Marco with ace deuce suited.
Ed raises to 125.
I'm sure he'll be in.
You had the worst luck last week. You did. Against Rob.
What about my luck? I wasn't faded into.
Who raised Ed? Okay. I'm going to call one time.
Marco calls
See what
125.
Corey does here out of position with ace king. See if he tries to get down the heads up.
And then
I mean, it's definitely the right play to make to try and isolate.
I know. 500.
Raised to 500
And
by
he
Corey.
does bump it up. I think I'll definitely see a call out of Ed here.
Ed
No.
folds.
He might see one out of Marco.
American?
No, Canadian.
That's cheaper than Canadian. I know exactly what you have. I know exactly what you have. In the hearts. I can beat that right now. How much? More than me? Okay, call.
Yeah,
Marco
that's what
calls
I thought.
with the additional 375.
Check.
Great flop for Corey.
It's right there. It's tough to see.
I know it is.
There's no way Corey's going to check this flop.
600 bet by Corey.
Right next to you.
Raise 1,000 on top.
Marco raises 1,000 on top.
I know, sorry, that was my mistake. I apologize. I was trying to make a move for it. I wasn't. It was an accident. I just got in. I got to get my bearings.
I think Corey might let this go.
I don't have.
It's still early.
Love diamonds.
You can see the smirk behind his hand. I think he's
Wow, nice call. I just didn't think he could do it.
see if Marco represents this queen, and he
Both
does
players
not.
checked.
I think that just chop pot.
Chop the pot there. 8 on the river saved Marco. Let's see who fires out of bat.
Corey bets 1,200.
No hesitation with the
Marco
call.
calls 1,200.
Ace high. Chop, 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 chop. I know it's a chop.
Chop pot for the two of them.
Good hand. You have me way dominated to the river. I was going to fold. You should have bet the turn. What happened? You pushed out. That's the turn. Right? I folded on the turn.
We are recording this,
Sorry.
right?
DJ, don't be clearing your throat. I'm sorry. Did I lose that?
Nothing over there since my finger on that knee button.
Why don't you take the turn? You let me get in with the ace deuce.
You let you get in with the aces.
9 minutes, 45 seconds left in the blinds. Blinds are 25-50.
We've yet to see Paul come into a hand.
Okay, I'm tightening.
Action on Kucherfella first.
By number of beers consumed. That's like a 50-cent raise.
I'm just going to raise proof.
Well, let's see how Marco's going to play the 8-4 suited.
Sorry if you tuned in and watched some poker when that partner showed up. 250.
Yeah, that's
Marco
what I
raises to
thought.
250.
I know in the booth they're going, how can he raise his hand? Because it's Paul's bit blind. That's why they're saying they're like, oh, Paul's bit blind. See? Oh, there you go. Woo! Because I can't make any money off a core. He's so fucking tight. I mean, so beep, 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 beep. Okay. I'll sum it up. Yeah, why?
You should get headphones.
I like to share your
What's in that? Do we all get headphones?
Does he share? That's a question. Action on Ed to act first.
Hi, Max.
Hi, Marco.
How you doing?
Don't make it awkward, dude. You're doing
Corey
Not
and
awkward.
A7 here. Small blind.
Max raises to 200.
I have to pull it.
Max
Oh my
raising with
God.
pocket deuce.
Is that the mug button? It's the first time. You know what he did with the. You know what he did with that
Marco
hand?
folded it.
Probably, right? What? Dude, where's the belly?
Folds around. Button moves. Max stack first.
Snap call like $300 bill. Why would they snap call? Six bets. I wouldn't like to get away with You got rebeat. You weren't right.
No, I would. I have.
You were the best hand.
Otherwise, someone's going to get the wrong.
You're a very good player. I respect this play. Thank you.
He's tight like a tiger.
Well, Marco with Jack 9 of diamonds. I think he's proven what he's going to do.
Absolutely. And I think if Max is smart and throws away his Jack King suited,
Well, let's see if he raises this one.
It's funny,
Somebody's going to get real tired of it. So
250.
yeah,
Marco raises to 250.
I think we might see a call out of Bobby.
It's not aces. You might re-raise.
Bobby definitely with the better position.
Bobby raises to 650.
yeah. He was one of the players. I was going to him, suited Dan, maybe Max was getting a big pop.
How much more raise?
Maybe even Newman.
Not really sure why
Newman's-
Bobby. Looks like Bobby re-raised.
Yeah, he re-raised to 600.
Marco re-raises.
Yeah.
How much is it?
1,600 more.
1,600 more.
Bobby!
And Bobby lets it go.
Bobby
I
does
think the
fold.
one contender was Max with his Jack King suited. I'm not sure where he went. with
Oh.
Well, and against a normal player, that's a good play to re-raise when he's been re-raising
You know
a lot
what?
of
I've
pots.
been watching
But
all the videos.
Marco's just shown he's
I was
going
up
to get it
till
in
1
there
morning watching the
no
videos.
matter
They told me
what.
how bad They told me how bad I played.
Wrong videos, Marco. Wrong videos.
Hey, you guys want to know? Oh, please.
Suited Dan to act first.
GameCube.com does not count. Wait, slow down. What happened?
No, I don't.
Hey, we're glad you're back. What happened?
Started with you.
I just had stomach.
Started the
A little stomach thing?
Grab the card.
same thing he had the first time.
He
All
swallowed
right,
too much?
well, we got Bobby with
What?
ace jack and Mark with pocket sevens.
Robert.
Not much else going on.
Folks, you're not watching a rerun. This is
Yes,
asking the
this
same
is-
questions over and over.
You know what?
Bobby raises to 150.
I'm a spin-off. I could like sit out the rest of the round. You know what? Maybe that's just well. Let me okay.
Bucks around.
Jack's waiting for you, Marco.
Floor. Need a player escorted out, please.
I'm going to say Bobby will c-bet this a lot, and I think Mark will have to call.
Yes, he is. Bobby raised 200 and a call by Mark. 4 spades hit.
200 and a call by Mark. Mark's picked up a straight flush draw.
I'm up a hand. What? Sorry.
Bobby bets 300.
Jack, it's okay. They call it. I folded aces against you. You don't. I'm gonna play another hand for like 20 minutes. So.
Could you leave the room too? So we don't have to hear you. Don't be shocked. Everyone's thinking I just had the ball sitting now.
I know. I'm with you.
No.
What?
I know where your hand's been.
You do not.
Speaking of balls.
Looks like Mark re-raised.
Bobby just getting pushed around tonight.
Was that another 450?
It's a tough call there.
Bobby does call.
Wow.
Action on Bobby.
I don't think he's going to be able to get Mark to fold, and Mark's going to check it there.
Straight flush out there, eights out there, fours out there. You never get a nice out of my table.
Seven.
Mark takes it down.
Well played by Mark.
Exactly. Bobby, it's not your game.
I set it up perfectly.
Small blind again.
First act will be Marco.
I'm a 6x it again. I'm raising.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude.
My whole stack.
Suited Dan with ace queen. Ed with eights.
Uh-oh. No value in this hand, Marco folded.
I did.
I'm just gonna blindfold.
You're right. It's only 50
Max
cents.
might
It's
even
not like
come
a
in here
big
with a 3-4 suit.
Ed raises to 125.
Call.
Call by Max.
Uh-oh.
425.
Wow.
Over now.
Suited Dan re-raises 425.
I know what he has. Can I say it? Or is that not allowed?
I think you'll definitely see Ed call here with the button.
Ed calls 300. Max lets it go.
And Max gives it away.
And suited flops top 2. Let's see what he does here.
He's first to act.
There is a straight draw right there.
Suited bets 875. Ed folds his eights.
Suited shows his top 2.
I don't think he did.
Oh, I thought he did.
Well, for those of you at home,
He did hit
he
top.
definitely
Did he show?
showed his top 2.
Oh, he did show.
Can I have the keys to your trunk?
I showed some people at
I thought I
home.
could see pictures of him.
Action over to Bobby.
So why you have to put something in?
Yes, sir. People are-
How much? Just the tip? Oh. Hey.
We have Corey with pocket 3s and Max with pocket jacks.
And Mark with pocket 9s.
You guys think I'm just a total dong?
Robert calls
Rob's got a
50.
suited ace.
Rob definitely not afraid to play his suited aces as we saw
Mark raises
last
to
week.
200. Max raises to 500. Over to Robert, who folds.
Robert lets his suited ace go, and Mark makes the call.
Mark does call.
I miss Brandon. We haven't exposed one card yet. It's been like
Both players check. Goodfellow bets 500. And a call by Max.
And Corey's wishing he'd have played 3s now.
Mark checks.
Oh,
Shows nines, max with jacks.
I folded the 10.
wow. Check it down.
10-4.
I hear Dan saying he folded the 10. Corey's still silent about his threes.
Okay.
I think there comes a point in the play where as much as you want to remember the cards that you have, it's so much easier just to forget them and go on to the next hand.
I try to.
You'd have lost all your chips.
No sound.
Try to remember that it's only when you make the
Blinds are
decision
up.
whether it's a good decision or not, no matter what comes out after that.
As long as you let your hand go with the worst of it and get your money in with the best of it, I think you could consider yourself a good poker player at that point.
I think we might see a big hand throw in here.
Mark calls 100, max bets to 250 or 225.
Suited Dan with kings, Max with ace jack.
Max raises. We have Marco with a queen 9 suited.
725.
725 by suited Dan.
These are the hands I love, Booth. Booth, look at that, Booth.
I think Marco's buzz is starting to wear off.
I'm doing these semi-con.
Future fellow folds.
I think I should have
I gotta earn points.
Max calls.
That's how they like to play pot.
I had so much more immediate.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This could be the end of Max.
Yeah.
Suited bets 1500. I think Max said all in and suited Dan calls.
We have an all-in and a call.
And happy birthday.
And for Max's birthday, he's been
Eliminated first, I think.
possibly eliminated.
Is Max out? Max? Oh, man. Dan? How did you walk into that?
That was a miracle
They call
call.
me. My name is Max, and I take care of some votes.
I think he's still got a little bit left.
That sitcom? Oh, come on.
Max still has chips.
Mark, you know this. My name
Those are
is
definitely,
Max. I
that's
take
definitely
care
what
of
you
the
hope
votes.
happens when you
Because
call
when
this
they
set.
met, it was murder. You don't know the heart to heart? For God's sakes, people.
Yeah, nobody ever watched that show when he was.
Oh, thank God. I love the money to my right.
First to act will be Robert.
Why not? You love me to touch you. No. Oh, that's not what you said before. You like to let go of my ears. I know what I'm doing. For God's
Well, Corey's got jacks here. Bobby's got king 9 suited.
sakes. Nice hand, Max.
Suited Dan's
That was a tough
got
one.
ace 10 suited.
Suited Dan now has ace 10 with a whole bunch of chips behind him.
You hate me. I can avoid me, dude. I'd say, get away from me.
I like to play at least some.
Folds around to suited Dan.
Why do I always have to do people that
Suited bets 400.
Corey's in the big blind with jacks.
See what he does here.
PJ?
She's ignoring you because she hates you.
She is. She's going to the camera. She's like, I'll just pretend like I'm looking at the production
I
thing.
am trying to concentrate. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
Max, Corey raises.
12 calls.
Corey's raise to 1200 was called by suited Dan. Corey to act first.
Oh boy. This could be a big pot. Suited is never folding here. It may be raising.
Well, with Corey first to act and him betting out, I'd like to see Dan call here.
Corey bet 1600.
He's all in.
Suited Dan is all in.
And he makes the push.
Stand up there quick. I've never been there.
Oh, yeah.
I know people need good sound first place.
No way. Who won? What? He pushed?
He pushed that.
Oh, my God.
See if
No.
Corey can make the right call
You
here.
should
Corey
be
will
playing-
think this out.
You should be like, oh, you should call. Paul, you can't just two-handed. You better play every hand. That's what he did last time.
This is where I would ask Marco to be quiet if I were a player.
Or the dealer.
Everything in the pot's matched, right?
I can't believe you bought your wife's scarf tonight.
No, we hit it on the way here.
Oh.
And,
That's
what we had the.
Here, I'm gonna buy that off you. How much? Could I buy that? How much?
This is where most of the players should give these guys the
I
respect.
can buy
It's a
that
big
scarf
pot.
off you? 300.
Corey does fold.
And Corey lets go the best hand.
I thought he might. I mean, he was still only 60-40.
Sell that thing for 150.
Well, it's definitely a lot harder when the bigger stack puts that pressure on you to commit all your chips with just jacks.
You know I would have.
First act will be Paul Moskowitz.
I would have sold that thing so fast.
12 minutes, 20 seconds left in the blinds. Blinds are 5,100.
No, you know what I mean? It had to come with the hat, though. I'm not fine without the hat.
No, it was they had a donkey on.
Are you okay? What was the deal?
Suited Dan with another pocket pair.
And Corey with threes.
Yes.
Both of them with threes.
Both with threes. Suited Dan with less than 1%.
I would call.
Raise to 325.
Is that Mark raising?
Yes, sir.
Looks like Mark races with a 4-5 suited.
Mark raises those kind of hands a lot.
They're very powerful hands when you play them. However, you have to have the ability to get away from them if the flop comes 6, 7, 9 or something like that.
Batman.
He can play them better than most people that I know.
I didn't wear a shirt from work. What? What do you mean to me for?
I wore this one.
What did you say? Yeah, I'm gonna wet willy.
Robert calls the 325 bet by Mark.
Do you know what a wet willy is?
Rob calls for King 7.
Oh please!
I think Rob's just got tired of folding.
You signed off on your flop.
Flop second pair and
the nut flush draw.
All players check.
I think Rob is definitely scared of that ace. However, with a flush draw behind him, I think he'll make some calls if
All
anybody
players check.
bets.
No, they just need to throw the flop.
400.
Robert bets 400.
Yeah, see, Mark will let that go.
Everybody folds.
Batman.
Been there tonight.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby comes across with a backhand later this evening.
Mark to act first in seat number 6.
Oh, you can expose like 8 cards and you're still below.
Not a whole lot going on here.
Oh my God.
No, I think hands like this definitely the aggressor is going to be the winner.
Suited Dan calls 100.
Suited's got chips. We're going to see him play a lot more pots.
Marco raises to 600.
Marco raises with 10-6 offsuit.
Marco did. Who do you think? Limp raise.
You know what they say, like really tight players do?
Folds around to suited Dan.
What? Who's in? Oh, my
I
friend.
think Dan will call here, yeah.
Dan calls 600.
What are you talking
Corey has not been folded.
No, when you stack them up like this,
I got it. I got it.
It's too late.
It's the first time I've done that.
Perfect.
even if you do it like a year.
You might get a lot of money.
Suited Dan's got a bottom pair and a flush draw.
They
Marco
both
bets 500.
flop a bottom pair. Let's see what Dan does with his after Marco bets.
If you flop the flush, you're going to win a lot of money.
You don't have to do it with chips. We all know.
I wanted to telegraph.
Suited folds.
Where I am.
He's like, Bud's good, thank you.
I think we can tell by the dead animal.
I'm glad you didn't flop the flush.
Said we can tell.
I flopped his set. And then the booth going, oh my god, I can't believe Marco's lying. He flopped
As
his
many times
set.
that thing breathes, as many hands as it can play.
Just don't touch me. Dan.
First act will be
I
Ed.
also did just stuck your white finger in my ear. Seriously.
One time I went with
No, seriously. I don't like that.
Oh, sorry.
That's disgusting.
And if anybody knows Suited Dan, he's not kidding. He's one of the biggest germaphobes I've ever met.
No. He's got inside.
Please. Dan, I thought we were friends. Don't stick your wet finger in my
Are you
mouth.
sure? I'm positive. I grabbed my mistake because he just dealt me this.
Thank God I haven't eaten anything today. How's it
Well, Marco's got Jack 7 suited here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you're good.
Suited Dan raises to 350.
Suited raising with the Queen 10 off.
It's just the guy raises every hand.
I guess. That might be a real raise. Oh, okay. Look at that. They're like, he played the last hand and he folded this hand?
Again, Marco with his own commentary.
Which has pretty much been spot on, though.
Everybody folds. Max to act first. 7 minutes, 10 seconds left in the blinds.
Exactly. Corey. I want to do my chips like Corey, so hold on. Oh wait, I got too many. Fuck it. Robert, that
It
was
only took me
funny.
34 minutes to come up with something funny in this round.
Exactly, thank you. Beep.
Hey, ask Train how he is.
Bobby with pocket 9s here.
What happened?
See if Marco comes out and raises
I was
with
gonna
his
say-
suited connected.
If Marco raises here, Bobby will be
Action over to Marco.
probably be shipping it.
Okay, everything was okay. I get this tournament.
I'm just gonna call because Rob.
Marco calls 100. Bobby raises to 350.
Now we see Mark with a Queen 6, which happens to be my favorite hand. Which makes absolutely no sense, and there's no rhyme or reason to it.
He's too good for me.
Folds around, Bobby takes it.
Too good for me because Rob upset me.
Good. I got him on tilt, guys. Now he's going to play like a donkey.
Stop it! You got my Twitch going.
Keep it up. We'll call you right now.
Come on. I'm great with Shane McKinney from.
First act will be suited
Did
Dan.
you not watch last week?
No, I didn't catch anything about a kid that's wrong.
Suited Dan with an Ace 9 suited here. You can say
Raises to 450.
he's got some chips.
Like to give a shout out to Steve Day and let Steve know that we absolutely have no idea what Marco's been smoking or drinking.
No.
Thanks for tuning in, Steve.
You know, did you ever see the movie?
Dan takes it uncontested.
You know, you sound like exactly from the movie Peggy Sue Got Married. You sound like the guy from
Marco to act
who
first.
did the poem. Did you ever see that movie? Did anyone see Peggy Sue Got Married?
Peggy Sue Got Married probably came out before he was born.
I know. I'm talking to the
No,
old
Did you
guy.
ever see
I'm
Mark
talking
Astor
to
on
the
the
old
Game Boy
guy.
It's alongside Have you seen it?
Let him talk. He's exact. He sounds exactly like
Takes
the
about an hour and a
guy
half.
who
Some
called.
point, but
Crap, when
we
we just
finally
take it
done.
out so we can call copy. How do you keep
Because I always do.
This really old movie.
I know. You guys. I don't know. He just left this
Well, we
place.
got Suited Dan with Ace
remember
Jack,
him
Corey with
singing
eights, Ed with a King Queen. We haven't seen much out of Ed.
Bobby with a Jack King off. So.
600.
Raise to 6 now.
Raise to 600 by
Remember
Marco.
that old talkie?
Bobby
that
lets us
That
Jack
means I
King
might have
roll.
2-3 under the gun.
I definitely
Chaplin.
think you'll see Suited Dan play here.
Corey.
I'd like to see Corey raise here with a pocket pay.
I would too, especially against Mac.
After I think Marco's
Marco.
already raised the pot.
No.
Marco raised it to 600.
What it looks like. Oh.
Judging by what you
huge
showed earlier,
raise.
no.
I said one hand.
That's not
Call
what I'm talking
6.
about. Didn't you say?
Corey with a smooth call.
Yep, Corey calls 600.
It's just so hard to play those eights after the flop.
Freeway.
Who else?
Suited Dan calls 600.
Suited. Oh, you threw
So
up my
many
whole game.
overcards.
Yeah.
Check. 900.
Suited Dan checks.
If you
Marco
hit
bets
it, you grab
900.
the
Corey
Well,
with an overpair.
I think this might be where he needs to go. Yep.
Corey says all in.
Marco's going to straighten a
34.
pair.
3,500. 3,600. Sorry. 2,600.
He very well may call. This is where Corey wants it, though.
Another 1,700 for Marco to call.
Thank you, Paul. How much?
What's the dirtiest thing said on television, remember? Ward, weren't you a little hard on the Beaver last night?
I think Marco's deep. Marco ain't
Marco
the
calls.
Yeah, I figured he
I'm
would.
wondering.
3, 4, 5.
Nines and eights. Take it for Corey.
I was wondering why
That
you raised
slows
600
Marco
free,
down.
900 on the
I
flop,
don't
and when you
think
got
it's
re-raised, you were thinking about folding.
Well, I had to call on that at that point.
Action on Bobby to act first. 1 minute, 21 seconds left in the blinds.
Well, if he did price it himself in, it's only because he bloated the pot so high.
Absolutely. Ed with a king 10.
I had really good drunk that week.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You raised 24 proofs.
Well, like, when was
I like to figure out.
Ed calls.
Ed calls 100.
Calls.
Suited Dan calls 100.
Taking the greens off. So I put 'em out there.
Marco calls 100.
Sixes.
Or I'm sorry, he was in the big blind.
Check.
Marco flops top pair. Ed flops an open ender.
Check. 200.
Marco bets 200.
Call.
Ed calls. Suited fold.
Checks. Okay.
Queen. I bet a little bit of money a lot there.
Marco shows a queen for the win.
Yes. No. Post. You're good. Next time starts, remember.
18 minutes left in the blinds. Blinds are 75, 150.
Start from the goddamn button road then, Dan.
Last hand at 50, 100 tricks on me.
All your anger on your left. And not Bobby either. Nah, Bobby's my friend. Tell us again how you travel for a hard Bobby?
Bobby with an ace-9 and getting short stacked. Mark with a king-queen suited. I'm pretty sure we're going to see him raise.
Then what happened?
It was
5 callers.
At what point did Marco ask Train how?
And then,
Right, then Marco called me and asked me how I was
I
doing.
got shot straight.
See what Bobby does here.
325.
Slow with my friends.
Not just slow roll. Really slow.
Hey, somebody get the squirrel mask.
Hey, Bobby.
Yes. Hi.
Bob's gonna call us? Yes, sir. 225.
No.
I like that fold. It's just such a hard hand to play against him.
That's why I like
You absolutely have to catch your ace.
Well, and even then, you're not sure. Because of ace king, ace queen, ace jack, hands that you're raising. That's in a big range of.
First act will be Robert.
I'm thinking about it. I gotta watch my dogs.
Yeah, surprise. Killing it all by himself.
Shoot Dan with pocket tens here.
So aggressive.
Yeah. It's cool when Bobby comes home. Doggy. Bobby brought his dog in my game one night. Yeah? His dog continued to fight.
Cool. I got it.
4 or
Head
5
raises to 325.
My deal.
Ed raises with the ace-4 offsuit.
He's like, oh,
Suited Dan calls.
He'll just hang out.
I mean, he usually is. We don't have crazy friends with it.
Marco calls.
Marco with pocket 4s.
Be devastating to see Marco flop a set here.
Cunning one was simple.
Oh, God.
And Ed flops his ace.
Action on Ed.
I think with players like Dan and Marco behind him who have both
700
shown they're
bet.
not afraid to bet, he might want to. And if he didn't have the weak kicker, I think he could definitely check. But
Ed takes it down. First act will be Paul
Why do
Moskowitz.
you do that? Shove and stand up.
Because it allows my balls to drop. They're all bunched up right now.
Yeah, they get stuck in his throat when he stands up.
And then I'm not as nervous and I don't give up tills.
That's still.
Other than standing up.
Well, you asked. I mean, if you don't want to know why, don't ask.
I wanted to know why.
Well, that's why.
And then I responded by saying that's silly. I'm just gonna stand up after I raise every time.
Rob with an ace-king. Bobby with 4s. Suited Dan with king 10 suited. We might get a little bot going here.
and Bobby is on the button, so let's see what late position brings with this little K.
I was further back, I think.
Oh, you have a what?
The foot rail. I don't remember. I like those.
That puts Rob in there with ace king and a big blind. I'm sure he's going to be re-raising if Bobby does raise.
Corey calls.
Surprised to see a call out of Corey with an ace 8.
500 call.
I think he kind of wanted to slip in there and see if he could see a flop.
Yeah, suited Dan calling with king 10 suited.
I'm not in the hands of the full series.
Looks like Robert had raised 500 on top. Suited Dan calls, and so did Bobby. Corey let it go.
And Rob flops top pair, top kicker. But
And
Bobby flops a
flops
set.
a set. Let's see how he does this.
Robert bets 1,000.
I think he'll double up here just about any way he does it.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Suited lets it go.
Rob will never fold.
Doesn't affect you.
Bobby pushes all in.
And Robert snapped.
Robert
Rob
calls.
never even hesitated.
Didn't even second guess.
Ace King versus Trip Force.
Nothing to catch for Robert. Fours full of fives, and Bobby takes it down. Looks like my pony for the year is making a comeback.
Yes, he is.
Robert still has chips. It looks like about 1,100, 1,200.
Thanks for calling, Dan. Didn't mean to do with that.
Yeah, Dan.
You're a call.
Oh, more than that. Like 16,
I
1,700.
put them in before and you hit nothing.
You call it in here regardless of what happens.
Mark Kucherfeller at first.
We see both Max and Robert now on life support. I think they'll both wait for some big hands to see when they can get all their money in.
Honestly, it was.
I think we should all play by the Bill Hum book.
11 minutes, 58 seconds left in the blinds.
50 ace 5 here.
Should we even
You know you're ahead.
See if it's good enough for him to play.
The picture book.
And he-
Max,
Yes, it is.
Max pushes all in.
He's shaking like a leaf. Oh my
And that should take it down.
450 is the bet.
God. Sorry, guys.
Oh, 450?
He can't though.
I still don't know if anybody can call.
No, I feel like if he didn't get a call out of Bobby, he's not going to get a call out of anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody else folds.
What? Oh, come on! Oh my God, Paul. Yeah, push them both out.
Max
You know
did in
what?
fact win that hand for the people at home. Paul Moskowitz's cards just did not fold.
You little bird.
I would think.
You know what? PJ, how you know that? Wait, this has to be offensive to PJ. I know PJ. This is not offensive.
Well, I'll say one thing. When you shove with ace-5 for that little, you're expecting to get called when you do it that early.
It's birthing. It's got a real face.
She's getting the red paint ready right now.
I would hope that she gets the ball gag as well.
We're going to throw pink blood on you.
Rob with ace-jack, I'm pretty sure he's going to get it in here.
I think Robert has about 16 or 1700.
Oh, does he have that much?
Yes.
He may be able to play a couple hands, but Robert's playing style might induce a shove on the button here.
Either 15. Oh, Robert all in. 15.
And let him drop the stand.
I thought he would.
Push in the stand. The one time you push the stand. It's better, isn't it?
One time you check without folding is when you get it.
Everybody folds.
That's right. Well, you know, it's poker game.
Yeah. Until he doubles up, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Rob do that with just about any decent hand.
Probably anything greater than ace-8, maybe even a suited face cards.
First act will be Max.
See?
Oh,
that was my fault, maybe.
Queen of spades exposed.
Whatever you said, that was your fault. This is going to make me so angry.
Shout out to Brandon.
No, mix them up so you don't know what. Maybe I
Not much going on here. I think any raise should take her down. See if anybody wants to raise.
Stop. He garaged my chip. Clock. Sorry.
Yeah. My hand improved, actually. I gave rid of that.
Kutrapella calls from the small blind.
Oh, come on.
Mark flops bottom pair. Ed flops open-ended straight draw.
Mark bets 200.
Mark's got the best hand, but Ed's a favorite in the hand.
Ed calls 200.
Now Ed's got the flush draw, straight draw, 2 overs.
Mark checks.
50-50 going
Ed
to
checks.
the river.
That's it. I'm wearing the first.
Mark checks.
And we cannot see the river card.
Jack of spades.
Jack
Let's
of
all wear,
spades.
let's all wear white furs next week.
Give
How's that
Mark
sound?
Jack spades.
What? Oh, okay. That's okay.
I'm wearing a mankini next week.
You're wearing the what?
A mankini. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Come on.
Don't touch me. Did you just lick your hand?
You can do it. Are we good friends?
Don't touch me.
Serious?
I'm going to wear that on my shoes.
Come on, I'm telling you, how can you so good?
This is the greatest game I've ever I'm in German from Marco's already put up a lot of shit.
I'm way off.
First act will be suited Dan.
Marco with ace-jack and not too much else.
Let's see Paul with a queen jack.
Yeah, he'll never play that with a range.
Come on, it's only the first level. We almost have. Is this still the first level?
No,
We're
we're
third.
the third level.
Oh, we are? This many times?
I'm feeling okay.
It's 11:30 at night. What are you talking about?
600. 6.
I feel like you've been raising
Marker raises to
That's the
600.
first time I played it like 18
like
hands.
6 seconds.
Look, no, come on, I'm gonna show. I got a legit. Legit.
Well, don't show yet. Okay.
Max,
Now
you got?
Now you
Okay.
show this one.
Marco raising the same amount on the third blind level as he was raising on the first blind level.
No.
Some players will systematically increase their bet 3 to 4 times the big blind per level. Not so much with our friend Marco today.
Corey. I can help it.
I'm not sure if there's anything I can do. I actually emailed him to see if he'd look at it. Now that I've got it on tape. I'll take it.
Max with a king-jack of clubs.
Solid Dan with a suited jack. I think we'll probably see Max shove, and he will get a call from suited Dan.
Most likely. He's only got about 600, I think.
Shooting the angles.
Action on Ed.
Might even see Ed
On the
raise
small
here.
blind here, it's
All the time at the horse shop.
Shoot, so
Raised
many-
to 400.
Raised to 400 by
You
Ed.
know how many times I have a monster in the big one and I act like I'm full? And like, sir, a big blind.
Max
Max
folds.
Wow.
being very conservative here with his Jack King suit. That's twice today.
Like, he's just
Suited Dan calls.
That would have been a spot to triple up, take the chance. Uh-oh. Suited Dan with the flush draw again. See how he plays it here.
Ed checks. Both play or
Dan's got the straight draw, so I think he's going to call here.
600 bet by Ed.
Dan beat him
and
in
a-
the pot.
and a call.
And
With all
misses.
the outsuited, Dan misses everything. It's very hard. Go with it. Check, check.
Both players check.
Ed shows his ace cards in luck. However, Ed does win the game.
I open range to 26.
Oh, you have a 9, you have a big blind. I think
I was all over that board too. So many outs on there.
Action on Bobby Dan first. 5 minutes left in the blinds.
I've seen it a few times. I don't know how.
Suited Dan may have been able to take that down on the flop if he'd have bet that flush draw.
I bring it ace. I couldn't do
Do not be raising my big blind. I will buy your flushing
We
machine.
might see a raise out of Rob. He should have
Robert,
around
do not
2,000 when he shoves it in.
Robert pushes all in.
actually. I really want that.
Wait.
See
If
what
somebody
Max
wants this
does
hand,
with
we have the
8-6
Batman.
here.
No, it's my daughter's.
No.
Somebody would call this hand.
I really want this.
I know what he has exactly. I'll tell him what he has. He
Folds
has
over to
ace
Marco.
jack.
I'm a Superman.
He has ace jack.
Marco in the big
I can
blind
beat
still.
ace jack.
I'll show you what I got.
No. He has ace jack. He said he'd show. You're gonna show, right?
800.
Are you gonna show?
Yeah, you
I'm
fold.
gonna fold. Yeah, I'm folding. 5.
Robert shows pocket fives.
That's a shocking move, short stack.
I know.
Compared to shove, I know.
And you risk your dog and Batman.
Action will be on Corey first.
I can't believe I folded Corey. Can you believe it? I played it right away.
you were going to call. Just about anything.
Still raising me.
Good thing you did that, Bobby.
You're
I love Bobby.
What about Jenny from the block?
Oh,
Marco with fours. Mark with a
Jenny from the
ace 10.
And
Bobby with 5-6 suited.
Action on Mark.
Raised to 400.
Raised to 400 by Mark Kucherfeld.
Mark. Wait, I want 5%.
Folds over to Marco.
I don't think Marco will be folding. Maybe raising.
Marco calls 400. Bobby folds.
I'm first.
you can see Paul Moskowitz wearing a squirrel or a beaver.
There's a fox.
No,
Uh-oh.
terrible, terrible flop.
That could spell trouble.
No.
It's got a little boogie hanging out of its nose.
It does have something.
I don't think he's going to be able to get away from this.
Is have that
600 is better.
No, I'm already.
Mark bet 600.
Actually, that's my son's going to do. He wanted to.
Yeah.
And you can see that for the first time tonight, Marco is
I
quiet.
got to think what they're conversation.
He might be able to get away from it against any other player at the table tonight.
Marco calls.
Wow.
I check.
Oh, that's trouble.
It's disaster for Mark.
Both players
I
check.
bet 1200.
Marco bets
And I
1200.
paid them.
See if Mark raises him here.
Well, skills like so overrated.
I think it's always hard when you're Hollywooding with the second best hand.
I think Mark might just call here.
1 minute, 20 seconds left. No blinds. Mark does call.
Mark loses just the minimum there.
Yeah, good hand. Thank you, Boo.
Very
Thank you, Boo.
surprising.
What are they saying about me?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Oh, they're like, he's such a horrible player, I know.
So,
1 minute,
I
guys.
I'll tell you what, yeah, that was a really good just call by Mark there.
really great option by Mark to just call.
That's true.
3 10s with the ace kickers
Robert Tactors.
against a player like Marco, the way he's playing tonight, it's definitely
No, I thought right back to get you straight.
No,
definitely hard to
That was
just
a good
call.
bet on the end. It was a good amount on the end. Is that right, Mark?
Yeah, I would have called more, but not. I mean,
But not too much more. Right, Train?
You see Bobby with a queen 9 suited.
I could have bet.
Actions on Marco. Raises to 400.
Bobby, raise me off of this hand, please.
Be interested to see what Corey does here.
Bobby raises to 900.
One more level.
Correct. Action on Corey.
What's he saying?
Corey folds.
Corey lets the best hand go.
Marco calls.
That's hard to call a raise and a re-raise, though.
What do you think?
Well, in this situation, you have to think that Bobby
Action on
might
Bobby.
just be tired of Marco
Yeah.
yammering on him.
You did that tell.
So,
But the thing is, when Marco's had to show a hand down
Bobby bets
tonight,
1,000.
he's had it.
Blinds 100, 200, yes.
Marco did fold.
I did fold. Mark can fold a hand, tell him in the booth.
Oh, they know it.
They're like, oh my god, Marco folded? You animal killer. It's got a face.
I think the only time tonight he hasn't had the hand is when he
Got a finger, too.
when he double pulled out.
Come on, they kind of made up for it. What's that? What did you say? Did you catch it?
Well, here comes Marco with queens, but I don't think he's going to get too much. Maybe Bobby with ace 5.
And it almost got caught.
Yeah, please.
Oh, it didn't almost get caught. It got caught.
I swear, I'm sitting here doing nothing the whole night.
Uh-huh.
And one little thing, just 600.
Marco bet 600.
Dollars.
it's like 3 times the big blind.
You can't have a hand good every time. Corey, yes!
Small big blind fold.
We're like, you should, why do you raise that much with aces?
And we're like, yeah, 3 4s. It's crazy, man.
I'm not wearing dead animals, that's faces.
Faces.
First act will be Mark Kucherfeller.
I hit him so hard. I was like, yeah, I know. But I was like, shit. Oh, that's why I don't do them. Like, why did the flop have to come back?
Somebody's out here.
Mark with 3s, Max with
Max
kings.
with kings, short stack. We're going to see a shove here, and we might see a call
I
from
think
Corey.
you're
Mark
going to.
calls 200.
I didn't think you could, though.
Good luck.
Is he all in?
450 all in for Max.
450 all in. We should definitely see a call from Corey, and we may even see Mark come in.
Marco raises.
No, I call.
Is that just a call? Okay, I'm sorry. It is just a call.
450.
He's all in, I call.
Ace rag for Marco.
Say it again, Marco.
He's all in, I call.
Train, what happened? How you feeling? What's
I'm good.
Action
It
on
was
Corey.
Brandon would announce it for me.
I'll say it again. Say it again, Marco. One more time.
He's all in, Marco call.
Thanks, Brian.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. What happened?
Alright, he's all in, Marco call. Train has something with his belly. He's got a,
Corey re-raises to 2,000.
well, yeah.
Corey with the isolation bet here.
Mark folds.
Let's see what
How
Marco
much
does
more?
here.
1550.
Corey just slid the condom on you. Meeting.
Well, that was kind of.
I'm all in.
Marco all in.
If he wants to play that way.
This would be a great call if Corey made it.
I think the happiest person in this hand is currently Max with pocket kings. Although you do have two players behind you with action and chips.
I'll tell you what, against Marco, I don't know if I could hold this hand.
I absolutely could not.
And I think Corey, I was just going to say, I think Corey will.
Marco shows ace-7. Max shows pocket kings.
Could just go ahead and rerun the hands back on the player's
What are you
seats.
talking about?
Hands just got killed.
No, I'm not.
Rerun them back in their chairs, and they'll be okay.
Good luck. Good luck.
Rerun their hands
Of
back.
course, because he fucking raised me. I got pissed. Good hand.
King on the flop.
They're not going to see this. They're not seeing it.
Next hand train, that happens. Just take
I
it
won,
and give the players back their cards, and they can rerun them.
Oh, it's because Marco's hand folded.
Correct.
I see. So the flop does not show, but Max did hit kings for trips.
Max flopped a set of kings on that hand.
What a what? Did I not win money on the side pot? Robert? Yeah, of course you have to fold.
Butt moves. First act will be Ed.
I mean, come on. I mean,
Well, I'll say one thing. I don't think Corey will be making any more folds tonight
Max,
like that.
thank you, welcome. I like Max. Good win,
No, there
Max,
probably
Max,
won't be a
Wheeler.
lot of people that fold if Marco makes plays like that.
Anybody? Oh, please, from the 80s. Hey, don't laugh.
Deja vu. How you doing, Train?
Good. I'm feeling good. How's like 15 years before my time. Where's that? Is it right here?
Hey, I got a hernia.
What's it to me?
Corey with
Action
the
on Marco.
ace rag,
Yeah.
Suited
Rob.
Dan with an ace-10 suited.
and Rob with an ace rag. Marco with a 2-3.
Clock is something right there for you. They call clock on you.
They did?
They did. I know.
When the clock is called, we have 60 seconds for the
What?
player to act.
I got 50 seconds? I don't play like that.
Action over Corey.
You're the best piece
All in 1675.
Robert all in
I think he might get
1675.
called by suited Dan here.
I can't wait to see where you have it. I don't know.
Suited Dan definitely has the chips to call
Suited does call.
the better hand.
He's a 70-30 favorite here.
Have it?
Like hell, I
No,
don't
Marco, just tell me what you had. I'm gonna see it. Because I did it all.
like ace queen.
If you only would have called, it would have been fine. You could check it down.
I think you had.
But you thought I was just sticking around.
I think you had like one dice. I think you had like.
I figured, I mean, three big, he's got three big
With
blinds.
a 10 on the flop.
7 on the turn, and Rob's out.
Robert out in 9th place.
No, you weren't.
Game number 3. 10 minutes, 47 7 seconds left in the blinds.
Totally isolated that hand.
Hey, you can see The Walking Dead.
That's okay.
Yes, yes, I
You
did.
should have called. Thank me for that.
I could have possible.
Oh yeah.
I'm not too ready. You guys know that.
Jammed ace 7 over his reread.
Rob!
Run the bathroom. Excited.
Wait, will you take?
Ed with pocket numbers.
Max with 7s. I think we'll see Max get it all in here.
Max, I gave you those tips, and now you're betting them against me?
Max all in.
18. Give me more.
1850.
Marco with 3-8 offsuit. I don't even think he's going to play that.
Triple up plus blinds.
You never.
No.
Let's see what Ed does with 4s here in the big blind.
No, he would totally call your head.
I mean, it was close.
Folds around to Ed.
Look,
It's like a third of the same.
You're not calling.
when we look at it,
Well, I mean, that's so good, but that's the same.
he don't play me being drunk.
That's still a pretty big bet for the blinds.
I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think you thought that it had to do with that. You leveled yourself with it going on.
Why didn't he call it?
Because you're like.
And if you call this, you're just hoping you're racing.
So I'm gonna go all in.
That's exactly right.
I know. So you made yourself.
Tough to call that much, hoping you're
You
50-50.
Especially with such a small pair.
No, I'm telling you, he folded like a hand that he
I mean, Max typically has a very open range, but he's been a lot tighter when he hasn't had the money to play.
Good fold. I like the fold. I like the fold. Ed playing a little tighter tonight than he had the first 2 weeks.
I think king or something. Exactly. I only got mad because you're ready.
First act will be suited Dan.
No. No, if you just call, let them calling it down. To get a player out. You just wanted to dip me because you're
already
going to
supposed to money though, so I don't think that would be.
He's gonna punch you in your face if you did it.
We see suited Dan with the Jack 9.
Mark with the King Jack suited once again.
Suited Dan
Really
calls.
likes those kind of hands. I'd like to welcome Rob to the
I
broadcast
didn't
booth.
drink. I gave up alcohol for Lent. I'm drinking Mountain Dew, dude.
Better than you.
He also called Chase the Bracelet straight.
1,000 guys.
Mark raises to 1,000.
So was it a little frustrating playing with Marco tonight?
Yeah. I mean, I love Marco, and he and I are usually running our mouths all night, as you guys know, but I showed up with a headache, and it just was getting worse and worse and worse. So.
Yeah, he's definitely a little more vocal tonight than he has been.
And that's saying a lot with Marco.
And it makes it even rougher, I think, is that he showed down some of the better hands.
Yeah, a couple times when he's bluffed people out of several pots, and then a couple of times when he had to show down, he had good hands.
Right.
Action on Marco.
After like 2 shots.
Yeah, he's gotten way out of line several times tonight. Gotten lucky that people folded.
Folds over to
There
Ed.
just haven't been a lot of hands, I think, where people could risk the amount of money he's putting, or the amount of chips he's putting in there for, to take down a couple of blinds.
Yeah, the one hand that I think Corey regrets is folding ace jack to it.
Ed raises to 450.
Now, Robert, when you put your money in with ace king against Bobby's set of fours, was there any second thought as to making that call?
No, I honestly thought he hesitated to make the call, so I never put him on a pair of fours, or any pair really, pocket pair. I thought he might have hit the king with like a small kicker or something like that. I never in a million years thought he had a pocket pair. The way he kind of hesitated and I can't fault the call because
Suited raises to
2500 folded had Dan not called or not. I think Dan did price him in.
Correct.
We've got a huge hand brewing.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
But the odds are it's going to be a chop off.
Yeah, any card over an 8 is going to produce a chop.
But I don't think either one of them's ever going to fold here.
Isn't that the chance that you can also chop one?
Extra on Ed to call 1,800.
You can win a little. Right. I mean, in a tournament, it's usually like the first 2 blinds. That's why I like with aces or a big hand.
I don't think it has to do with the blind.
No, it does.
I mean,
It does.
It has
That's
to
why
do
you're
with
supposed to
king
limp
stack.
with ace and kings. You're supposed to limp because you don't just want to win the blinds at an early level. You want to double.
Okay.
Right? Corey, am I right?
Ed giving it quite a bit of thought here.
Ed all in with a call by suited Dan.
Moves all in, and Dan calls.
Want to go to Christie?
Definitely looking at a chop here.
What?
Most likely.
This player hits a 6 or an 8.
What the? Pug?
5 of spades.
No, there's a
have
low one.
flush? Big
card.
Oh!
4 of diamonds.
3-4. Oh.
Ooh, Ed with the win.
Wow.
That one hurt.
Not the outs Dan was looking for. You can see the disappointment in his big furry face.
It kind of looks like that stole that
Max,
Monster is wearing right now. A little sad face.
So shag.
It's a good thing you have a lot of money.
This discussion as it was playing out over there.
That was a pretty. That's why I'm like so logic. I don't pay attention to how stuff much. But I don't know what any of that.
Bobby Miller to act first.
playoff.
4 minutes, 22 seconds left in the lines.
Did you ever watch that six-man
I think Ed definitely happy to double up there.
Marco with 8.
Marco with yet another pair.
What are we celebrating? Like, that's so funny to me. Like, oh, I just took everybody's money for 600,000. What are we celebrating?
He's in the big blind.
They probably agree.
Ed with 2s.
Action on Ed.
Oh, it's a lot. Yeah. That means ace 10. He's got
Ed
ace.
calls 200. Suited game calls
Yeah,
200.
got a suited king. He'll
See if Marco may take 6 to go.
Marco checked his option.
Checks his option.
checks with 8s there.
Yeah.
Skill for the goal. I mean, if you feel like you have an edge on every poker player.
Checks around.
I don't know.
He offered some like ridiculous like top check 100 to 1 against Tom Blind.
Marco bets 200.
Finally bets.
Ed calls.
You're already the edge.
Suited raises to 1200.
And Tom didn't take it though.
I like it.
I don't know if he did,
Neither
but
one of them shown they wanted to play the pot.
If you don't have a jack, you're a loser.
no, you're right. You might be right.
I don't understand. He's just
Suited with the big bluff. Check raise.
Marco folds.
that's what I'm trying to do. Like him.
Action on Ed.
I don't see Ed calling.
No way Ed's
I
calling.
don't think he can go 2s there with a check raise.
Can we wrap it? Let's wrap it.
They held his money or something. Something I can't remember.
Look at it later.
Where can we see it? It didn't come up.
I don't know. Everybody else seen it.
What was it?
And
No,
no
it's
one will
not.
in fact see that because the hands had been folded
Yeah.
prior to rabbit hunting.
It was an 8 of clubs.
You have to, I think you have to do it before you fold it.
Now that's funny.
But I
Bobby
covered
is
lots of-
correct. Rabbit hunting does need done before the cards are folded.
Thank you, Kane. Thank you, folks. Chat.
When we get done, maybe we can sit down and take some
I said king 6. You're so mean to me. Fine.
Dan tells him exactly what he
how
is.
to get these cards out in the right spot. 100, right? Yes, sir.
2 minutes left
Marco
before
with a
break.
suited ace rag.
Marco with a suited ace in the small blind might raise here if there's no action in front of him.
Yeah, I didn't.
After losing the hand, I think he might be
We did. Oh my God.
he might be semi-tilted.
And I'm not out already. Who's out?
Action on
Rob?
Marco. It's Battle of the Blinds.
He doesn't make it too big. Bobby might call with a jack 9.
If I have anything, I'll raise. If not,
That's fine.
all right.
I'm gonna play nice.
Bobby checks his option.
I don't trust anything.
I know me either. Check.
Marco played this hand fairly well.
Check.
Bobby bet 200 max. Or Marco called.
500.
Call. Check.
Bobby bet 500. Marco
I
called.
have an ace. Hey, don't. You said no spades while the hand was in progress. Did you? Wait, I got a question. Can I have a question? Did he say no spades while the hand was in progress?
I didn't hear it.
No,
but-
he did
It's a
not.
question. It's a legitimate question.
The hand was checked twice before he said anything. If
This
there's any
coming from the
question.
player who has not stopped talking during other players' hands the entire time.
Oh my God.
Well, guys, I'm going to take it easy and get out of here. You guys have a good night. I will tell you, before the game started, Moskowitz leaned over to me and he said one of two things. Marco's first one out or last one standing, and it's looking more like the latter now, obviously.
Well, I will say this. It'll work for a while, but
Yeah.
somebody's going to get tired.
Action on
Right.
Moskowitz.
Somebody's going to make a call and get lucky, or actually he's going to try and pull something when they've got a hand. So
That's the best way to do it against somebody like that when they're playing like that.
Right.
Just slow play them. And,
right, let him hang himself. All right, guys, you have a good
all
night.
right, we'll see you.
Absolutely, Robert. Better luck next time.
Bobby with the ace 10. Yeah.
Okay, still action
I think we're
on the
on
table.
break after
We
this
will
hand.
be on break after this hand.
And Chris, I'll take care of the software.
No, all I know is I got more than start. That's okay. I saw your. I saw your same.
Yeah, right. You did not have that hit right there.
400 raised by Ed takes it down.
Bobby folded the ace 10.
Ed with a raise with a suited 8-9.
Looks like we're on break. We'll be back in 10
Send us
minutes.
to break.
Come on.